A lot of people are deciding to lose their soul in this season. And a lot of people waking up and it's causing a shift to happen. I want to tell you all about these flesh pots that was mentioned in the Bible. See, the Egyptians had these pots of meat that they used, and they were called flesh pots to sustain the Israelites, not to get them full, but just to keep them alive long enough so they can continue to build up their cities and make Egypt look good. And a lot of people, they enjoyed those flesh pots. They were familiar with it, and a lot of them lived in the land with the Egyptians. So a lot of what the Egyptians did started to influence the Israelites, the slaves. They thought like their masters. Now, I'm not an expert. I just love reading and, talking about it with y'all, because I think it's very important to kind of open up our minds a little bit. Nobody talks about the people who have lost their souls in this corrupt system. And your soul is your mind and your will and emotions. Your mind is your thoughts and your beliefs. Your will is your choices, how you make decisions. And emotions, that's your joy, your grief, your fear, love. Let's talk about these people, because the system, these flesh pots, have made some monsters. Because some of us are working for some real nasty, narcissistic people who don't believe that they're going to have to pay for how they treated people on these jobs and how they treat people in this world in general. People have decided to sell their souls for these titles and these positions. They got all the things. They live in beautiful homes. They go on expensive vacations, but when they come home, they're exhausted, they're tired, they're stressed out trying to maintain and hold up that title and position that they have. Some of them have realized that they have made a horrible decision, and it doesn't sit well with them knowing that they have caused so much grief in a person's life. They have had to lay people off. And we can take it up a little higher. They have had to raise prices, raise utility bills, raise mortgages so people can't afford to live. They are in some high positions, and they have had to make some decisions that has corrupted their soul. They have had to sign that paperwork that has changed somebody's life in an instant. But that's what the system trained them to do. They began to be transformed just like their masters. They stayed at them flesh pots too long. Now they're feeling some kind of way about the decisions that they have made. Oh yes, a monster has been created, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all a situation. I worked with someone. We were on the same level, same position, but baby, when they got elevated, when they got their new position, they started acting brand new. Oh, they forgot about all the times I had to lend them money to get their lunch. They forgot about how I used to pick them up for work. It's people like that. They forget all the good things you did to help them. They forget because they got that elevation. They got that new title now. That's how people do. They act brand new. And if looks could kill, they would do it. But this person, they got elevated. And guess what the system decided to do with them after it had no use for them? See, the system ran out of funding, and this person was restructured. And they had to come right back down. And they were side by side with me again. Oh, y'all, the shame in their eyes. They were brought back down low. See, the system raised them up and then brought them back down, y'all. Oh, what a shame. The system taught them a lesson, didn't it? But y'all know some people waking up now. They're saying that I don't want to be under this system. I don't want to be worked to exhaustion. I don't care about the title. I don't care about the position. I really don't even care about the money. I just want to walk in my peace and my purpose. It's a lot of people who are deciding that they don't want to be under the system anymore, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get away from that demonic system. It's some people in high positions, y'all, executives. They have decided to become minimalists. Some people have purchased land and properties and they put an RV on it. They don't even put a big house on it. They just put a house that's just enough so they can survive because they value their peace over this fake prosperity that the system gives. So it's a lot of people that's doing it. Some people have decided to, move out in other regions, in countries, just so they can live without having to have the stress of living up to a name that the title says. Because, the system will tell you what success looks like. Oh, you got to have this big house. You got to have this car to drive. But y'all know it's people that's have these nice houses and cars and they can't even maintain it. They have these big houses and they can't even cut the heat on too long because they don't have the money or the funds to even pay for it. So people are trying to get away from that type of living now. The flesh pots don't taste good anymore. But I don't know about y'all. I have decided that I'm going to walk in my purpose. That's the only way that you can grow. I don't want to think like everybody else. I don't have to have all the name brand clothes and fashion. That's not what defines success when your soul is dying. The person that you're supposed to be is not growing. You're not walking into your purpose. You're doing what the system tells you. And that's something I do not want in my life, good people. We have to learn how to continue to define ourselves outside of this system. It's other ways of success in this world. I see people all the time, y'all. People are making their own way now. I go on TikTok. I see people doing lives twice a day because you can make money going live on TikTok. And people, they're doing it. If you have a good personality or something to talk about, people are making their own way now. They're living with purpose and intention. You got to choose alignment over that appetite for the flesh pots. But y'all let me know, have you all ever experienced people like that who have had to be humbled? And do you feel like you're waking up now and knowing that chasing what the world says or the system says is success? Y'all let me know. Y'all talk to me. Because once you wake up to the truth, you can't unsee it anymore. But you all know that this is a growing community and we love to talk, y'all. So make sure you all put your comment so we can discuss it and talk about it, because your comments, it really does help other people. And it gives me things to talk about because it shows me what you all are interested in. But that's all, y'all. I'm on my lunch break and it's cold out here too. So I'm going to go on back in and I look forward to talking to you all in the comments.